3, 2, 1, let's
Go,
jam.
go,
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Go.
Hello! Welcome to session 3 of the Darien Gap. With me today are all the same people as the last time, so no introductions needed. Last time, they went on a strange Nam-era dream journey through an old man's memory, got a huntsman's heart, went to the Changelings, had a fantastically epic party, and then life kind of went on. Rumors, however, of a strange radio broadcast having an interview with someone called the White Swan, or White Swan, has reached the ears of the most inquisitive of our most inquisitive Corvid. To set the scene, it's about 2 weeks after the Changeling. Actually, it's probably 2 weeks and a few days after the Changeling party. And you hear, and Curly, you get a phone call.
All right. Curly picks up the phone.
On the other end, you just hear an incredibly, sometimes described as annoyingly, cheerful voice. Hi, Curly, it's Polly. Pollyanna, you know me. Pollyanna Party Palace.
Yeah, I know you, Polly. What's up? How can I help you?
Oh, good. So, you won't believe the most crazy rumor. I heard that your Umbral Mentor was on the Dead radio show.
Wait. What? Hey, what?
So I know it's bring yourself and whoever is gonna go crazy with this. It's the signal originated in the gap, so you're gonna have to go there. But I can't say too much details over the phone because my phone might be bugged. Not a literal bug. I would have eaten it.
Okay. Yeah, I got people in mind. I'm actually I'll call you back in a minute when I got a better plan.
Okay. I'll be at the party palace all day.
Okay. She hangs up the phone and just yells down to Q. It's like, hey Q, you up to go to the Gap for a spirit journey of sorts? Meet an old friend? Q? Now she's going to go to the mirror, I guess, and see if you're through there. I don't actually know if John's
I don't know if
away.
John's here. John?
Yeah.
They couldn't hear me.
No.
Now we can hear you.
It's out of the mirror and goes, "Oh yeah, that sounds cool, man. I got my my day off from my new job, so yeah."
What's your new job again?
I'm a high school janitor.
Oh. That sounds delightful and also full of hijinks. Perfect. She makes a phone call to...
I'll be back for my job starting tomorrow morning again.
I wouldn't count on... We're probably not leaving tonight, but we'll see. She calls up Zach. At what point of the day is this?
This is like 9 a.m. Pollyanna. Actually,
okay.
No, it's 8 a.m. Pollyanna has no reason to sound so happy.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, Curly is calling Zach. Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
Just trying to decide if he'd pick up or not. I guess he would. Hey, Curly.
Hey, Watson.
Watson?
Is Holmes back yet?
What? This is an Apex.
Watson and Sherlock Holmes. No.
Yeah, I get it. I'm sick of your jokes. Continue.
I got a person I wasn't expecting to hear from is apparently back, and I'm looking for someone who's good at tracking people down. You two looking for an adventure?
Yeah, we're kind of bored here, to be honest.
Okay,
It's-
that sounds like a
Yeah,
yes.
that's a yes. I'll tell Aiden.
All right. Yeah. And then Curly's hangs. Or yeah, you know how to get to the aviary, right?
Yeah, fine.
I mean, you can get everywhere. Actually,
Aiden,
I don't know
Aiden
why.
on the
I said that.
other end. Aiden on the other end is like, shh. I still have a headache.
All right. All right. Thanks. See you in whenever you get here. And then she's gonna call up Vivian. Ring, ring.
So it's actually her assistant who picks up the phone.
Okay. Hello. This is Can I speak to Vivian, please?
She's currently in a meeting.
She's
Is
in
this
a meeting.
important?
Yeah. I mean, could you give her a message?
Sure.
Tell her birdwatching friends just wanted to meet her whenever possible. Thanks.
Okay, so unbeknownst to Curly, the assistant has like the equivalent of an iPad and is like, when the fuck did she take up bird watching? Okay, I'll pass that on.
All right. And then Curly is going to phone up Pollyanna again, and she's going to use some of her honor, call in some favors, and get a hunt team together.
Ooh.
So I'm going to basically spend 5 essence and get allies 5 Farah. Because I can do that.
Go for it.
So I just roll.
I don't think it has a roll.
It does have a roll. It's
Okay.
actually an extended roll, and I have 10 dice per roll, so it's not a big deal, but it is a roll.
Then
Uh,
roll. If it's a roll, we roll.
All right, and it uses a persuasion. Persuasion's a 9 against skill, but I don't know if that actually applies to gifts. I don't think so.
I think it actually would, because it's a use of the persuasion skill.
All right, excellent.
We all roll down here.
Okay, I need to get to 10. I have 10 dice to do it.
Okay. So roll. Okay, great.
Easy.
You're hitting the average every time.
Perfect.
How many rolls?
So in about 3 hours, you call in some favors, and so you call back Pollyanna, and she just goes, "Oh, you won't believe it. I have a bunch of people asking if I'm open because they say Curly wants them here. It's crazy. I didn't realize you had so many friends."
I have friends. No, I don't have friends. I have people who owe me things. Is what I have.
That's a
Oh,
great
you're so cute when you say that.
I want to make a point. Curly is not a charismatic person. What she is a person who helps a lot of people in her downtime, and everyone, like, this is just her calling in favors with everyone.
Behind Curly, Q looks mildly, kind of heartbroken.
Oh, she covers the receiver, or the receiver? Listener?
Yeah.
Yes, no, you're the exception. Don't worry.
He brightens so much at that point.
And Pollyanna just goes, "Don't worry. With all these people coming, I'm going to whip up some entertainment. I'm going to make sure we have some hors d'oeuvres. And this will be a fantastic little meeting. It might be slightly overkill, but you know what? You don't know what's happening in the gap, except I do. See you when you can." And she just hangs up the phone. You don't exactly know what she means by "see you when you can," but
No, it's some new expression, maybe. Okay, and I think we'll all just wait until the meeting time when everyone's available.
okay, it's about noon by the time you get everyone there. You had to call a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
And so, do you want to specify what kind of team you got?
Okay. Curly's plan is to bring together some were flyers of any kind, really, but that's mostly like were parrots, were birds,
Okay.
and were spiders as well. Those are her 2 plans, and anyone she knows who is like gifted with the shadow side of things more than the real world side of things. Because her plan is to send her allies across on the other side while she's there on the material side, so that if the person she's looking for runs away or anything like that happens, they don't have a spirit world to escape to. There's someone else on that side.
Okay, fair enough. Let me. I'm looking. Okay, you know what? This is gonna be great. So, oh, let me see. I assume that you guys are going in your various human forms. For those of you who get to choose what form you're going in,
Mhm.
and okay, so Pollyanna's Party Palace is mostly known as a happening nightclub, but it's kind of ritzy. You guys, if you zoom out, you guys are in the middle on kind of a raised dance floor. There's a stage in the bottom. There's like a balcony going all around. And you see, when you guys arrive at whatever time you do, you just see Pollyanna, who is just this like 5'4", incredibly cheery, multicolored hair kind of woman, just running around with trays and drinks and just setting everything up. When you arrive, she's just so excited to see you. She's just, oh, Curly, you almost never come to my parties, so I'm so glad you decided to come here. I mean, I had to kind of tempt you with information on your disappeared mentor, but we'll look beyond that.
Yeah, we will.
So your friends, we have 3 people arrived. I would like to point out Suzanne, who's a you would know her as a the were spider who works at one of the other city morgues.
Okay, yeah.
Reginald, a bird person who is kind of stuck up, but is mostly known for his ability to navigate in the spirit world, and Disaster, the pterodactyl were dinosaur.
No.
Disaster is currently like she's currently just nursing what appears to be a miniaturized flamethrower.
No.
And Disaster's like, oh! No, Disaster's like, okay, so, you called in. The rest of the devastation couldn't come because you said you wanted flyers.
That was the plan, yeah.
But I heard the call for all flyers, and since we aren't currently being allowed to do our own missions due to the collateral damage of the last one, this one will be fantastic.
Yeah, I got a place I know you can't hurt anyone. But here,
whoa! Why would I go then? Oh wait! Is this hurt people who shouldn't be hurt, or is this like hurt the people that need to be hurt?
You're gonna act as a deterrent. You know what that word means, right?
Deterrent. A turret. I'm not good at standing in one place. That's more the other dinosaurs.
Okay, no, a deterrent for further violence. However, I will give you this jar, and she hands them the spirit jar, and she says, "You go hunt yourself just to the prettiest looking spirit you find out there. Okay, you have a blast." Do you care if the spirit is crispy? I don't think I do.
Awesome!
I think you can go wild.
Vivian, you know that the devastation of dinos is a group of were-dinosaurs in the city, rather infamous for their collateral damage.
Yikes.
However, Reginald and Suzanne are just kind of more of your average Joe kind of pharaoh. Pollyanna finally comes up and she says, "Okay, now I am super excited to let you," she points towards Curly, "know that there's a really cool radio broadcast. I don't know if it's a podcast. It's on the radio. It's on the old war frequencies, and it's coming from the Darien Gap. And it once before midnight, it's like just that era of music. But after midnight, it becomes a spooky ghost interview show."
Ghost interview show.
Yeah, and it's Duke Duncan.
Duncan, okay.
He was a host of a radio show 40 years ago. It seems like he's kept on doing it despite his reported death, and he managed. I was listening last week, and I heard a strange interview with a white swan who seemed, a little bit gruff and seemed to maybe not be dead, maybe dead, I don't know. But you're going to have to speak with Duke Duncan to find out what he knows about White Swan.
All right, that's... Wait, so there's a radio station out in the Gap then?
Oh, yeah, but it's a supernatural radio station. A
But
ghost
it's on
runs
the
it.
War channel?
Oh, yeah. The old radio.
Does the military would still be keeping track of all that, right?
Well, you see, when I tried
keep
to show the supernatural, when I tried to have my one of my regular pals listen to the show, he just heard distorted normal music.
Okay.
I know, it's cool.
You've got my attention now. Okay. Alright. So context for those who don't know, White Swan used to live in this city. White Swan is not a very nice lady, to be honest with you, but
And why is she
she taught me-
important?
she taught me most of what I know. She was there for my first change. And she didn't tell me this at the time, but she made me a werecrow.
Alright, well, I got nothing better to
Literally.
do.
Yeah.
Does one become a work pro?
A rite that is done in the shadow called the magic egg rite. And I didn't know about it at the time, so I just figured it was, I don't know, normal Farah random luck. But no, it turns out she ruined my life. And I found out about that right before she vanished during the event and has been presumed dead for 10 years. So this is kind of a mystery I'd like to solve.
So do you hate her or not?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I am undecided. I will
Fair
figure that
enough.
out.
Fair enough.
I want to make sure she's okay, and then I want to tell her to fuck off. That's my plan.
Okay.
Uh,
Pollyanna goes, "Well, luckily the station isn't too far on the other side in the Gap. I even, for a little bit extra, or a very juicy piece of gossip, I'll tell you a good way to bypass the wall."
That's pretty nice.
Interesting.
Well,
Is it- I mean,
Can we just fly over
I
the
have
wall?
a plan to bypass the wall, actually. It's walking on the dance floor, looking kind of sad. But, you know,
Oh,
she's just looking at Zach.
He's staring back. He's currently smoking and he's just between the puffs, just staring back.
Oh, this isn't his sad face. He just always looks like that. And like Aiden kind of just like leans on him.
You shouldn't be smoking in here. This is a nice establishment. You'll ruin the ceiling.
I'm sure it's fine.
Pollyanna goes, "It's only fine because you're such a cutie pie. But please, don't smoke too much. Last time I had to exorcise a smoke spirit from the ceiling. It caused all sorts of havoc. And so I try not to allow too much smoking, because last time there was like a fire spirit that was dating a smoke spirit, and they both am I losing you?"
Zach just shakes his head. I don't really get spirits, but it's fine. Do we have a live feed of where we're trying to go? Like a camera, like a live stream.
Oh, well, I can point it to you where it is on the map.
No, I need something I can see.
Sadly, you might have to go up the mountain and just use a pair of binoculars.
I mean, that would work. That would actually be easier.
That's actually a pretty good plan. I think you can see across the wall from the clock tower, actually.
Does she have a better way of doing it?
I don't know how. Pardon?
Did say she'd give us a tip on getting through the wall.
Yeah,
just hear what the tip is.
Yeah, we could hear what the tip is. What's the tip?
Well, she isn't going to tell you the tip until you tell her juicy piece of gossip. That's her price.
I hear there's a few up and coming members in the Changeling community. You know, people making waves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
tell me more, good sir.
Okay, that's up. She just looks more and more.
We killed the huntsman.
There you go.
Oh, now that's a juicy piece of gossip. Pollyanna goes over to where Q is and just like grabs pinches your cheeks. She is like 5'4", so she has to reach up. But and she just goes, "Aren't you the cutest little thing?"
I am the cutest little thing.
Why, how do you two not know each other? Have you not been here?
Well, I can't go here, that's why. I look around.
And she goes, "And I try not to hire people that have a terrible reputation around town."
This goes right over Q's head. He just nods sagely. That's a good idea.
Go on.
Does she still need another piece of gossip?
Oh no, she says, "Oh, that's quite good. You see, there's a place in the defensive section." She seems to think about it. In defense section 2, there's a old smuggler tunnel that would be almost impassable for someone who didn't have some supernatural persuasion. That's located under Pedro's pita shack.
Sorry, go on.
Yes, it was shut down for health violations and also drug cartel connections. But the tunnel still exists. You just need to put a little bit of, she looks at Vivian, sloth power to it.
Ooh.
They thought they could seal it up with, like, pouring some concrete down it, but really, what's concrete to someone who I know? She just does, like, a like the bodybuilder competition showing off muscles thing, to someone who can lift a Mack truck. You do know I still have a little copy of that video in my safe, just so that I can warm my heart with seeing a Mack truck being thrown.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Pollyanna.
Actually, speaking of needing to tear through obstacles, does anyone here know how to do the Siskardar ritual? I can't right now, but I've been meaning to learn. It's the sacred hunt. It'll enhance the abilities of the hunters just a bit. Well, the werehunters.
Disaster goes, "I do!
Good.
Hunting's what we do!"
Excellent.
Also, mass destruction.
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Disaster.
Disaster's my first name.
What's your last name?
Also, your last Q asks.
Oh, I don't have a last name. I just thought Disaster's a cool enough name. And like, only one person can be named Disaster. Like, Big D Disaster. It's always Big D, even if it's in another part of the sentence. Because it's a noun.
I don't know. You can always
That
add
is-
something to it, like maybe extraordinaire as a last name. That's pretty cool. Disaster extraordinaire.
Ooh, I like that.
My goodness, we're
And Reginald and Suzanne just look kind of mortified that they're working with Disaster. But actually, and then Reginald, he looks at Disaster and just goes, "You do understand that we will be trying to, you know what? You do you, Disaster, and we'll be around. And if the spirit world happens to catch on fire, we'll know exactly who did it." Disaster's like, "Yes, I will know what caused it." And then Suzanne kind of just, she's like she's a dark-haired lady, dresses kind of like some in pseudo-gothic kind of tone.
Can she look like April Ludgate?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you can just see that she takes out like a pack of gum and is just chewing on the gum, just watching everything here. Hasn't said a word. Then she just goes, "Curly,
Mm-hmm.
how many bags per month are you getting?" "I'm currently at 15.
15 bags a month?
Mhm.
Let me think.
I found a good method.
I'm at about 60. I think you're
Oh,
falling behind there.
I think you're lying.
No, that's... I don't know. Bags is not a very a good unit of measurement. I don't know.
We should actually consult later.
Yeah, sure thing.
But she then turns to Reginald and goes, "I'd prefer to fly on you rather than Disaster."
That is wise.
Disaster goes, "That's okay. I love all living things, and watching them burn too." And Suzanne's like, "That's my point exactly." Regardless, your three hunter friends. Like, I guess they say to do the ritual, they will go on to the wall on the other side and go towards the coordinates that Pollyanna has given. And for the group, Pollyanna goes, "Well, you could always look at Burns Bastion's lookout right in Burns Rest. There's a great vista and Lover's Lane up there. You can see all across the Darien Gap. The suspicious lack of lights, the slight militarization, the stars overhead, and probably a few other couples making out. It's a real Lover's Lane. Great date spot."
Noted. Okay. So how are we getting there?
So, do any of you have a car?
Nah. Uber. Let us summon the Uber.
Wouldn't we?
Yeah, we'd
Jack,
probably have a
maybe?
car.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people,
Okay.
but
You probably are going in two
I mean,
cars then.
most of the people can turn much smaller.
fair.
I don't know what a pterodactyl
but
shrinks
then you
down
won't
to.
have like safety belts. Like, will Crow get safety belted in?
I don't think a car crash is gonna hurt a weird creature.
Yeah, I'm not
We
too
could
worried.
just take the hedge to get to the top of the mountain.
Let's do that.
That
That
sounds
sounds like a great idea.
A hedge adventure? Oh boy.
Actually, you know what? On second thought, that's a terrible idea. Let us not take that. It is a silly idea.
One of these days. One of these days we'll get that.
I'm sure it would be a very poor idea.
So we doing the tunnel, we doing the mountain?
Mountain seems... tunnel seems good. They both seem good. Does it cost you anything to do your thing
It could hurt.
and get across? It
Me,
could hurt?
not
Okay.
you.
Yeah, we may as well take the tunnel then. I know how delicate you mages can be. And she looks only a little bit condescending.
He makes a finger gun right back at her.
So, you guys go, city, down, 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 down. Let me choose a suitable color for this. I guess I'll go with some type of blue. And I'll move this down. Move it to the map layer, and then do the text of Pedro's Pita Shack. In Defense Sector 2. Defense Sector 2 is kind of a... Any of the defense sectors are kind of scuzzy town. Like, it's poor. There's several armored apartment buildings that have artillery and anti-aircraft emplacements on top. So they're kind of like raised bunkers. There's kind of favela slums most everywhere else. The roads are not well kept. But you managed to make it to Pedro's Pita Shack. You realize that parking your cars outside, your cars might not, if you just park it here, they might get, like, vandalized, stolen. But, this being the future, you can probably send your cars back, and they'll auto-drive back to your house.
Who needs an Uber?
Or you could turn them invisible with your magic.
That would be a waste of time.
Pedro's Pita Shack is everything you imagine a shut-down pita shack to look like. The sign has not survived the neighborhood that well. The windows are all boarded up. The door has a keep out for your own caution in multiple languages. And you see what appears to be whatever mascot they had in the front has now been thoroughly vandalized.
Looks around wistfully and says, the memories here. For my defense, I thought Ratatouille was a documentary. I take my fault in this in some degree.
But that was Italian food.
Is a difference? No wonder I was so bad at that place. He says,
as you go, just so that I remember, can you actually talk to animals, John? I think with Chrysalis you can talk to animals of similar kinds, but I don't know if you can talk to mice.
I think if I did pipe to the beast caller, I might be able to get messages and understanding from them. Let me check.
Oh, do you have the Beast Man part of pipes to the beast caller?
Well, I am beast.
Oh yeah, so you actually can.
Let me just check something.
I just
I'll be
love
right
the
back.
idea that you like command all the mice to help you make the peters.
Alright.
Dun, dun, dun.
You want me to talk to the mice? I grabbed like a tiny little like worn out recorder from my pocket. Get a musical instrument recorder.
Okay.
And I start playing a very quick melody on it while I start dancing around, looking rather mouse-like in appearance. Finally
Out
bring
of
it
the walls, out of the floorboards, just like 100 rats and mice.
I make a triumphant squeak in the air.
And they squeak with you, and they start like dancing around you. One of them goes, "Ah, you're back! You're back! The stories are true."
Indeed, all the stories are true and more, I swear. I lean over to Ken. I don't. But anyway. This is all just a bunch of squeaking I'm yelling at the mice, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think this is helping. We should probably go into the store.
Squeak, 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 squeak. Is that a good idea? I asked the mice.
Squeak, 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 squeak. There's a terror on 4 legs, spoken of as a gang of cats. But, in the back is the old tunnel. Sealed, but not sealed to the mice.
Most fascinating. I think there might be some terrifying street cats inside. We should be very cautious.
Zach pats his gun. It'll be fine.
Known for taking
You're
out
gonna
level 1
shoot the
wizards.
stray
I warn
cats? Zach, he's not talking about Psyjags right now. He's talking about the little ones with the whiskers and all.
Whatever attacks me gets shot. And he starts walking in.
Oh, no. I feel so bad for mosquitoes.
Zach, do you kick down the door?
Is it like boarded up?
It's
Oh,
boarded up.
actually, then he'd gesture to Alexandra's character, Vivian.
Vivian.
Vivian, because we're doing the hunt, the Sister Da, and your purity renowned, your 3rd level gift is all the 3rd level gifts apply to the hunt.
Okay.
And yours is you spend 1 essence, and for the entire hunt, you add your purity renowned to any damage against obstacles,
Wow.
like this
Ooh.
door or the cement.
All
That's
right,
incredible.
let's do that.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like this. Okay.
So are you gonna turn into like sloth woman form and
Yeah.
knock down the
How
door?
many people are
Let's-
around?
You notice that there were a few people, like there was 1 or 2 people around. It's probably like 2 p.m. But the moment that mice started coming out, people started like not wanting to be in the area.
Nice.
So I'm currently wearing all the mice just for convenience, so that the mice can just kind of carry on with us. It's a little heavy. It's a little heavy, but I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll go to Sloth Woman, the most uncomfortable form I have. I don't even know what that would look like. Like,
I think it's just like a sloth persona.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
I know
like
what
it's
it
like the
looks
sloth from Zootopia,
Yeah,
except
great.
way more jacked.
I'm back.
welcome back.
Oh, I've got this unfortunate image. I need to put the Photoshop together. Be right back.
Please do, Frosty. I need to see this monstrosity. I'll see I'm a monstrosity.
Hey, wait, I've got a better sloth woman.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, which one should be my avatar? Which one is
You must defeat the avatar.
Oh god. Okay. Let's take out that door.
Oh, roll strength plus brawl
Okay.
plus is it 3 damage or 3 dice? Due to the hunt, there, Frosty.
It is +3.
To which?
+3 to your damage.
All right. What? I am not in war form. I am in sloth woman form. Yes. Okay. Strength plus what? Sorry.
Strength plus brawl, plus 1 for specialty, and yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, Curly, you brought something of the white swans, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. She was not a very material person. I think
Feathers would
actually-
help. I'm sure she molted a little bit.
Yeah, she didn't just leave around stray feathers. That's gross. Honestly, your best bet at a connection will be me.
All right. Well, that's gonna be awkward.
So the
Yeah, I know.
the rotten door does not succeed in stopping you.
I am so surprised.
It just gets blasted in. There's like mold on the walls. There's like a single broken light bulb. Everything of worth that has been stripped of this place. You still see a worn out. There's worn out tables here, but the mice whisper to you, John, that the tunnel is in the back, where the halls of feast once were.
Yes. It's in the walk-in storage area at the back. Let's go.
As you go, the mold gets worse, but it's creeped up the walls a bit. But you get to the back storage area, and you see, like, someone poured concrete into a... Like, there's a trap door, but it's obviously open, but someone just poured enough concrete in there that just seems, like, solid. They didn't spend a lot of time trying to pretend to, like, that this didn't exist. They just filled it in.
Oh, who has the ability to rip through this stuff? Or can we all shrink the size of a mouse?
I think it's the were-sloth's turn again.
She'd fallen asleep. She's fallen asleep against the door and kind of like wakes up. And then
You broke open that door like 30 seconds ago.
I'm named after those deadly sin. Fuck you.
You know we have to walk like halfway across the Darien Gap in a minute, right? Are you ready for this?
I mean, someone could carry me. It's fine.
That is very true. Yeah.
Do you want to jump on with the rats right now? I've got room.
Okay, let's rip up this
All
concrete.
right, Zach's gonna step out of the room as the mold and concrete dust is going to go everywhere. He cares about his health. As he lights up a cigarette.
As he
Yes.
smokes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Curly makes a crack. Oh yeah, you step out of here. You don't want to get lung cancer.
Nah, it's good.
Ooh, ushers his little rattlings out of here.
Okay. Okay. You just start smashing into this concrete. You're ripping up chunks. Chunks are flying into the ceiling or into the walls that the chunks are going through. But it turns out that you pull out a chunk of it and just sort of set it aside. And there's a tunnel in there. It's dark. There were lights that had power here, but the power source has evidently been taken away as no one has paid Pedro's Pita Shack's power bills in a long time. A dark tunnel leads. Is there?
Yeah, it seems perfect. Did anyone bring a flashlight?
We've all got cell phones. But maybe
Yeah,
Aiden could
why
help
does
us,
it
though.
Mine doesn't have very good battery. Or it's a bit upset.
I mean,
Curly's directed.
I have my what is it called? A Zippo? Like a zip
No,
lighter?
no, Aiden,
wow.
come on. something,
I'm talking.
something a little better.
Listen. Oh my god. I'm talking meta
Oh,
wise.
okay.
Good
Okay.
god, is it called a Zippo
Yeah.
lighter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can make that bigger. I'll just make that. I mean, what else would I do? Oh wait, no, I can just give everyone
Yes.
night vision. I can do that.
All these supernaturals just like going by candlelight for no particular reason.
Obviously, it's for aesthetic.
It's a horror movie.
Either that, or you just give everyone night vision as a spell.
I have this
You built it already.
somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Frosty. Oh my god.
Wow, that's terrifying. Is that a female bodybuilder?
Yeah. Oh my god. I hate it so much.
Oh, I stepped away from my computer and I see this. Good fucking god.
You're so welcome. Everyone is so welcome.
What a masterpiece. I'll better put that on DeviantArt right now.
Oh god.
Make sure you give proper credit.
Alright, you're gonna have to roll a chance die here.
Okay.
Okay. Alright,
So,
I got this, guys.
you're good.
And he just sort of snaps his fingers, and everyone can see
In the dark.
in the dark.
And a lot of weird
Ooh.
stuff.
Wow.
I know, I'm amazing.
Yeah, it's
Hold your applause.
Zach makes like he was about to clap after he says that, and then says, "Oh, okay."
Appreciate it, bro.
Curly's a little uncomfortable with the change to the natural order of things, but is, you know, she brought you here. She's not going to complain. She asked for mages to help. She's not going to be like, dang, this magic thing is...
Could you stop doing magic things?
I just want you to be here to, you know, shoot the bad guys. No.
Hugh releases his rats back out the building. He's not gonna make them come out of here. But he is gonna send 10 on ahead to scout the tunnel in exchange for a muffin he has in his pocket.
Okay. Was the muffin stolen from Paulina's? Or...
Oh, no. He left shoelaces there when he took this muffin.
Therefore, not theft. I get it. Finally, someone in the party makes sense.
Exactly.
Says a person who literally reflexively steals stuff. So, the mice scout ahead. This is a really long tunnel. You actually see, like, rails, some kind of mine cart or something was put on here. It's the tunnel is uncomfortable to, like, it's about like 5.5 feet tall. So I think all of you have to kind of kneel down a bit.
I think Curly's gone into regular crow form just to deal with the height, rather than kneel down. That's bad for your knees and back.
It takes some time, but you end up. The mice don't scout.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck.
Your immortal token.
So I do hope you're gonna show this off. What? Okay, I guess I need to download this image. Save image as tokens. Sloth woman. And then I will upload it from there. Okay. It is done. What a terrible idea. Okay. Controlled by Alexandra. So, you guys get to the end of the tunnel, and it seems like it's blocked by something. There's a hatch here. Are you guys gonna just try to push it open?
I guess we'll try to see if there's anything thermal beyond it, because we have night vision on.
Ah, true. At this point, it's like 5-6 p.m., so it's only kind of... You aren't seeing anything living or heat-giving on the other side of it. I guess you're seeing some plants. There's plants that still have the energy from the sun.
I guess just break on through.
Woo!
You push it up. I guess you can roll if you want.
I might as well just for
fun.
because it could definitely not go wrong.
There's something on top of it, but it doesn't matter now.
No, it was a family of rabbits. You monster.
You look out, and the sun. It is sunset. The sort of the sun's now lower in the sky, and you see you see that this was once in what appeared to be some kind of like heavily camouflaged tent area that you've now kind of messed up as the lid for this kind of flue. However, you realize that you're relatively close to the radio station, or at least where the source was coming from. Did any of you bring like a radio or something to be able to listen in?
You brought me.
True.
Oh yeah.
I can listen to radio signals, right?
So
somewhere.
we're in the dangerous area now, right?
Yes.
All right. Zach says, "Hey, everybody, hands in," and he does like a team meet thing, and he puts his hand out.
Okay.
Who happily puts his hand in and then shakes.
And waits for everyone.
Vivian puts her weird paw in.
Curly turns into a human again and puts her hand in.
Aiden just kind of leans on Zach's shoulder, but doesn't put his hand in.
Okay, so I haven't done this with what Aiden did, but this is gonna look really weird in a second. You'll get used to it. No chance die on this. Everyone... All directions are the same. You can see and hear in all directions from all points in your sensory range at the same time. You can see what's behind you, on the far side of a door, beneath your feet. You can't perceive anything farther than your
Weird.
normal perceptions. It's as if everything were on a flat plane.
Who just gets sensory overload, stares straight forward, back forward, side forward, and just kind of says slowly, "Heads up next time, man. Heads up, please."
This is on top of the weird vision that Aiden provided. We can't be ambushed.
Also-
This is the main reason. We cannot be ambushed.
Also, just so you guys know, I have the ignore blinding light on the night vision, so you shouldn't be disoriented by, like, bright light.
Okay, that's good. Curly's got her face is just stuck in this this like emotion of like, why would you do this to me?
We're in a very dangerous place. I'm not getting shot in the back or stabbed or bitten.
I feel like a were spider right now. I can see in all directions and it's not right.
Well, it's going to be like this for at least an hour. And I'll do it again in an hour until we're out of here.
Okay, remind me to make friends that aren't mages.
Vivian doesn't react,
Mm-hmm.
That is the easiest option
staring straight ahead
in all
In all
directions.
directions.
in all directions.
Wait, how do you know if someone's staring at you?
Yeah, you're right.
Having a crisis.
I want to establish the people I sent. They went. I guess they flew over from inside the shadow. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Good.
Aw.
She's so fucking cute. Oh my god. Hold on a sec, guys. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna do my tune-in spell so I can listen to stuff.
Okay.
All right. Oh, Curly says, okay, if we're all doing our supernatural and slightly ugly business, just you might want to look away for a second. Up to you. And then her hand sort of morphs into feathers and then flies off and comes back, and like it grows back, but the thing that flew away is still flying around. And now she's got a crow in addition to herself in human form. It's looking a little bit thinner.
You realize we couldn't look away, right?
Yeah. You got me there. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Curly, and then the bird does like a nod at you from her shoulder. Says, yeah, it's not a separate being, it's just more of me.
Cute trick.
Thank you. And the crow flies upwards and begins scouting the path ahead.
Are you now looking in full 360 from two different
He
vantages?
would be.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit used to it. I mean, when I'm in a swarm form, I have to deal with lots and lots of vision at the same time, so I'm a little bit used to this. But I'm not very used to it at all, actually. This is terrible. Oof.
Vision combo.
I mean, it's great, but it's terrible.
So,
Al on Z. Tally ho.
Okay,
Onwards, upwards.
I am rolling this. So Aiden kind of just like taps on his temple. That's for tune in.
okay. You tune in to tune in. And
Are you sure you don't want to do the thing that like Secret Service agents do when they push the earpiece in?
I don't have an earpiece. What do
I
you
know,
think I am, a
but
secret
like
agent?
No,
An
but-
FBI. We're not the same.
We're detectives.
Okay, that's pretty. A, that's pretty close. B, I just mean like, you push the finger in the air and it's like the secret. Never
Don't
mind.
pretend to know me. And Aiden sort of just like turns away and listens.
You're still both looking at each other.
But at least you can look at me turning away from
That's
you.
true.
Yeah, but now I can't see her eyes, even though she's still looking at me. This is.
Actually,
Or can't see his eyes, even though he's still looking at me.
I realize that now that all of you have night vision, I'm gonna have to change this a bit, but it's fine.
Remove some fog of war.
We're gonna be just fine. So, you I guess you start doing the radio sense, and you realize that that strangely enough there's a radio source nearby. You can actually kind of follow it via your tune in, and you're just hearing you're hearing music that was popular 40 years ago during the height of the America's War. And you then hear like after a song finishes, you hear, and that was "War Is Never Enough" by the Marlows. Oh, welcome. This is a pre-recording of Duke Duncan. As you'll find, these pre-recordings are not as energetic as my live performances. But for any of you listening out there, feel free to meet me at the installation. You know which one, and you'll find me there. Have a lovely day. Time for some more music. And music starts playing. You
Aiden
realize-
hums along with the music.
Okay. You start going towards the place. Nothing really dangerous is approaching you right now, as you aren't that far from where you're trying to go, and you can see everything. It's really disorienting.
Okay, so I start following the signal, just sort of humming. I sort of like, I don't know, like nod my head in the direction where I want to go and just start going. Assuming other people will
course.
follow.
Yep.
And what do we find?
Okay, so you find you find what appears to be like you see several warning signs. You actually see one warning sign: danger, landmines. And then another sign just like a few feet away from it saying, danger, there are actually landmines. And then then a third sign that's like 10 feet in, feel like, if you made it this far, you probably hit a landmine.
Ooh, I look around like I don't see a single open pit mine anywhere around here. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Just keep walking, it's fine.
Okay, I think Curly's gonna send her crow self just a bit ahead to actually like hop along the ground, searching for a little path between any mines.
Can we see the mines? I'm not sure what night vision does.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Clover's
go
actually
ahead.
gonna just start walking right in because he doesn't actually know what a landmine is.
Vibrations.
You have immediately been pulled back by Curly. Like just a big hand reaches and grabs your collar and it's like, nah, let
So
the little expendable one go first.
vibrations, thermal changes, infrared, ultraviolet, electromagnetic radiation, sound, kinetic energies. That is pretty much it. You can see in the dark.
So it wouldn't actually show.
Technically, the
I
ground.
wouldn't-
This is coming from my knowledge of how drones work, because it's related to what I do. But technically, there would be a slight temperature difference if there was a mine under the ground and versus not. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
Roll a wits plus composure.
For me?
Yes, because you're the only one that actually everyone can roll wits plus composure to try to see with the night vision where the temperature is different in the ground.
Okay.
You don't have to roll if, like, let's say
I
you
forgot
do
to-
and you just-
I forgot to do I forgot to be rolling my 8 again. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I forgot to.
Do I do that on just spells?
Just spells.
Wow, I did not roll well for having 11 dice.
Did you succeed?
He did.
I did.
Just not as well as he was hoping.
What's in composure?
Oh,
It's hard for me to roll because my keyboard's all messed
Oh.
up. Give me
Oh, right, jeez.
here.
You should set up a macro.
You can also press up.
Can you
if you
can you
need
copy
to, and
that?
It'll...
Yes, I can.
I figure
Just
CT
take
is
out
one of the broken ones. That's good.
the
Wow, Chelsea, you got
Whoa.
exceptional. You get a whale power.
Did I get? I was gonna say, do I get
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, you want a prize? Just teddy bear.
Which was
Yay!
composure
Yep.
roll?
Yep. Plus 2
Like
because
this
your high
perception.
clarity. Because you
that's
also
a
have
plus
6
six.
more. You should be having more dice.
I gave you
Because
6.
you're part of the Mage's spell, you currently have 6 more composure and 6 more
Resolve.
resolve.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
Right? It's good.
Jesus,
It's good stuff.
that's 12 extra?
Okay. So Q, you suddenly notice that now that you can see everywhere at once and infrared, there are patches of the ground which are surprisingly different. Chelsea also sees that. You do see that there is a path through. Both of you can see the path through.
Those like mine shafts then that I should avoid? Am I gonna twist my ankle if I step on those?
Yeah.
You're gonna twist your everything if you step on one of those.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. I started walking down the path instead.
I think we're all just gonna move to follow the 2 more confident ones. Seem to see the
Mhm.
pattern.
Yeah, just walk where I walk.
We're still not entirely sure how dangerous these are, so he just walks on the path. We'll just making sure he doesn't step on those things.
You get past the minefield, and then there's a sign that says, "Living beings be warned. Building is dangerous if you need to breathe." And you notice there's a fence that is like 8 feet tall, with just signs on it that says, like Guardian fortification, and then underneath it, scrawled like someone like painted this. It says Gap Radio.
Oh.
The fence is like a twisted steel, kind of very rusting fence. It's solid. You can't really, but you do see that there's a building behind it, and whatever radio's tower is on front is twisted and bent like some great force hit it. You guys are at the bottom of the map.
Oh, good. You token is
Awesome. Love
Oh,
it.
let's get a good
It's the
zoom in
best.
on this for stream.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh yeah, that's how she looks. Oh
You
yeah.
can add my my little crow as well.
Yeah. I am the prettiest member of the party.
Oh, you have another you.
Yeah. Let's make this one smaller, though.
I literally can't.
I think you can if you hold Alt and resize.
Oh, there you go. Tiny one.
Perfect.
What do your crow eyes see?
So far, just another door.
Anything through that
Yeah.
door?
Oh, yeah, I will send the crow towards the door.
I mean, like, just
Is it open?
if you put your feet.
The door is currently locked, and it just says, "If you're living, get out of here. If you're dead, come on in." That is painted on the door.
Should we become spirits, I ask?
Well, I'm already dead in a way.
No, you're not.
Especially Zach.
I mean, I was legally dead for 2 years, but that's just because I didn't, like, talk to anyone. That wasn't, Oh, too much?
Awkward.
Okay. Sorry.
Not really the time for that conversation, I don't think.
Listen, I get that a lot from people, actually. Okay, Curly's just gonna turn into a... Well, I mean... Curly says, you want to handle this, or should I just open it from the other side? As she looks at Vivian.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna have the little bird try the larceny check to open it on the other side. So,
Okay.
Crow form has dexterity E4, good. And larceny 4. So, and that's 9 again. 8d10. Opens this. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
As your bird tries to do it, the gate actually opens slightly and then closes. What's your bird's defense?
I think it's the same as my defense.
So it's
We
chance
haven't
dice.
established many rules. Yeah.
Okay. Thump. It appears like the door has a mind of its own. In the tune-in, so you just hear over the radio broadcast, it appears like there's a few people who have, okay. One moment, let me actually meta-wise get into this persona. Okay. Duke Danger here. Live update. There appears to be... Well, live update. There appears to be a group of living folks trying to get in. Crows trying to pick the door. This obviously is something magical. If they really wanted to come in, they should knock politely.
Alright, guys, I got this. And Aiden just steps up and goes,
The door... Dum-dum... like, cracks at you and then opens.
Oh god, it's the cat! The cat of
Now,
legend.
who would have thought manners were the key? We all learned something today.
There is the door on the inside that effectively says, "Living beings, be gone."
can we come in?
Oh yeah, you can move in. Yep. The door is where this red thing is.
Curly's gonna send her bird the full perimeter around.
Yep. What you see at the very back, there's an emergency exit right there.
Okay, I assume if there's something gonna kill everyone through this door, it's also through that door. But I'll relay that message.
He was going to be polite since they told him not to come in alive, and I mean he can't really kill himself. Not really, because that's a bad idea. He's going to instead away from the world.
Q, you're looking a bit transparent there. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of go half dead, just because.
Oh my! Are you from the future and we're not doing everything right?
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Your parents aren't going to get married.
Man, you've just given me a new phobia. That is terrible. What if I'm like in the past? I don't know I'm in the past. He's saying this as he's fading away, by the way.
You should see some more movies, man.
Q is now in spirit form.
Okay. God, you have so many different forms.
Yep.
Can we still see him or no?
Do
Can we still see you?
you want to see me? Sure, you can see me right
Okay.
now.
And then you hit over additional live update. They've knocked politely, so they've gotten through the first gate, but the second gate will require them to tell the door exactly why they're here.
I think we can just talk to this door.
Q walks forward and says, "I'm bored." Just please.
The door opens.
Thank you.
Wow.
You can now go to. Is everyone going to follow in?
Yeah. I think Curly's little bird is going to stick outside. But Curly's going in.
There's a skeleton at the desk. As the door opens, you realize that there's a terrible smell in here.
Is
seems
this a
like
female
everything that was
skeleton?
What?
Is this a female skeleton? Is it Is it like undead?
No, it's just fully skeletized. It appears like, and the desk isn't actually made out of wood, but plastic that looks like wood. Everything that is actually made out of organic material is, there's no organic material left here.
Oh.
That's worrying.
And as you guys approach the desk, the skeleton seems to, like, something enters into the skeleton, and its hands start to move, and its jaw clacks a bit, and then you just hear a, "Hello, do you have an appointment with Duke?"
Do I see anything else being in spirit form?
Yes, actually. This is actually a busy lobby of spirits.
I'm
There
just
seems
saying,
to be,
excuse
like,
me.
there's a spirit in each chair.
I keep on
and-
apologizing and dodging people around them.
And you just see, because you're looking in spirit form, there's a prim-looking woman behind the desk, just sort of looking at you intently. Yes, we don't often get live guests. Living guests. We get live guests.
So Aiden just sort of like leans on the desk and says, "Hi, I'm Aiden. What should I call you?"
The skeleton puts a hand to one of its cheeks as if it's blushing, and then goes, "Oh, I'm Martha, and it seems like you have an appointment with the Duke. Living
why we're
things
here.
don't come here to meet with the Duke without wanting. Don't come
Yeah.
here often."
Heard his show, was a big fan, and just wanted to see if we could interview him a little bit.
Oh, interviewing Duke. Well, she points towards the hallway on, I guess, your left. And she goes, "Well, go through there, look at the, you get to pass through the audio studio, then go through the waiting area. Duke's just in the recording booth waiting to do his show."
All right. Think we can catch him before his show?
Oh, definitely. He loves speaking with the living, even though all the signs outside says he doesn't.
Well, thanks, Martha. And he like winks at her.
She puts a hand on her forehead, like a back.
Okay. You had a guest last night, I think. Corvian. Were they alive or they're a dead one?
Oh, the nights blend together, and sometimes we don't release an interview tape, like, live. I think that was actually last week. We did an
Okay.
interview with a albino crow. Yes. Didn't seem dead, but I'm not a great judge.
Okay. Thank you very much for that information.
I was dodging
You're-
into a conversation with someone in the corner. You're one-sided to everyone else.
No one else can see these spirits.
Wait, so are these spirits like spirits from the spirit world? So will
These are spirits of the dead.
Okay, different kind of spirit. So I don't have to worry about the disaster being over here with the flamethrower? In the spirit
You
side?
have no idea. You don't know if the devastation of dinos knows how to kill the dead.
Okay. No, I just mean, like, these spirits are not in the spirit world. They're not in the shadow. They're not,
they aren't in the Umbra.
Okay.
They're in the Twilight realm between the underworld and the mortal realm.
Okay, that's reassuring.
So I guess you guys start making your way. In the booth, you actually see, like, in front of each of the machines, there's a skeleton. And as you look in, you actually see a skeleton with some kind of metal hat in the booth, with the equipment all around. And this is glass, so people can see through. When you look, the roof of this building, like, something happened here. People can roll either intelligence and academics or intelligence and science to try to figure out what happened here.
Q's gonna forgo that because he sucks at both of those. He simply assumes something bad happened.
Yeah, despite her academic life, Charlie doesn't have any academics.
Also says to the person he was talking to when he walks away, okay, I gotta run. Hope the head wound heals up for you.
And they go, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I died, but I didn't forget who I was.
That's the spirit.
Wow.
And I walk away.
But
Okay.
5 with a 3, wow.
Ow.
Oh, that's 8 again.
Oh,
No, that
it's
isn't
not
it
eight
again.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, now, Vivian knows that in the ending days of the war, there were uses of, I guess, banned weapons that would destroy all biological matter in an area. If it was released in this building, everything but bones would have been destroyed. So you're pretty sure that this place was, I guess, virus bombed.
That's pretty fucked up.
But you're also with that, you know that the virus after 40 years you aren't in danger from the virus. It would have broken down. But it's still creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Do you explain this to the rest of the group?
Yeah, I share this with the rest of the group.
Aang just sort of like pokes around.
It appears like, strangely enough, despite the fact that this equipment does not have electricity running through it, it seems like it's working.
Charlie's pondering if a were creature could even succumb to such a thing, or if she's immune. Because he's not sure.
Can we figure out how it's running?
How do you want to try to figure out how it's running? Well,
Charlie sees you.
look at what you guys can do, and don't.
So with night vision, we can't see any electromagnetic anything.
Oh, there's something I don't actually know if I'm trying to think. Electricity is running through I guess these, but its source is not the generators in the building. It appears to be something else. The mages get kind of a squiggly feeling for Aiden. You sense that it's something to do with the spirit, with the like twilight ghosts. For Zach, you sense that sort of there's a purpose behind this power. This isn't so there's kind of a mind behind the power reaching these.
Okay.
That's how your kind of arcana would help interpret what's what.
I guess. Are these skeletons? Are they animated?
Yep, they seem to be doing pre-show checks, and you actually see one says, "Duke, how's the audio?" And the Duke in here is like, "Okay, I'm speaking now. Are the volume levels good?" And the guy's like, "Yeah. How about your introduction? Do you want to do the standard?" Like they seem to just be doing technical talk about the show.
Hey,
these are
Curly, you might want to talk to him before it's too late.
Yeah, Curly leans a big head in and knocks on the glass on the inside. Says, Duke?
Oh! Hi! My name's Duke. How can I help?
I was trying to inquire about a guest.
Oh, you must be a big fan. Come in, I'll sign something for you.
Yeah, I
He
got
just
Sign
talks
her
right
boobs.
over here.
She wants her boobs signed.
She takes out a piece of silverware she stole from the Pollyannas earlier today.
Pollyanna,
Oh.
true, yeah.
Like,
The skeleton reaches down for a pen and signs it in permanent marker. With surprising agility.
Okay, now that my fangirling is out of the way, you tell me about the guest you had on. I guess it was a week ago, according to your secretary. The White Swan.
Oh, now that's an interesting story. You have to understand that the White Swan, she came to me and asked for an interview. I mean, I always wanted to interview someone who spent so much time in the Deep Umbra, but because that's way far from my experience. But you have to understand that she seemed to want to be interviewed for a purpose. She came up here to this installation looking for something.
Any idea what?
She said something about a hunter or hunts. I wasn't paying too much attention. I was more interested in what's there in the Deep Umbra. You really should listen to the tapes. They're amazing.
Do you have copies of those I could hand those on? You had USB back 40 years ago, right? I can download this on my phone?
He turns to the skeleton's head turns to his tech guys. How are we storing the tapes? And one guy says, we store them in the underworld now. It's cloud, except it's, I guess, river. Because it's the river of souls. Yeah! River storage, the other guy says. And then Duke says, well, you have to access the river.
So how do I hear a copy?
He seems to think on it. Says, my tech guys can probably play something for you.
Okay, I just hate to miss an episode, and I just couldn't catch that one in particular. Only got
I know that only some radios can do it, especially old
I
horror
should probably
radios
have
are
to
the
roll
best.
lies for that, because Curly
Yeah,
is
that
not.
is incredibly a lie.
Yeah, I have
like,
subterfuge 0.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
I did not expect
Are we-
that.
there a doorway to the underworld?
Pardon?
Is there a doorway to the underworld around here? You guys are getting tapes back and forth.
So,
Okay. If I don't have any points in the skill, it's -1.
It's a chance
for
die.
social.
there are like doors. They're just open.
Oh yeah, it's -1 for social skills.
-1. Okay, then
I
I
can
still
open
have
those if
one.
you guys don't want a bit of help. Afterlife night part.
1 dice. All right. Lie.
Hey.
Hey. It was all I needed.
Let's see.
Of course, he gets
Oh
a
no! Don't let
yeah
him
he
roll.
gets to roll too.
And I'm gonna /GM roll. Duke doesn't seem to care.
Okay. That sounds about right.
So he just goes, yeah, well, either you go to the underworld or after my show. Oh, let's see. If you guys give me an interview, I'll give you the on-site copy of it. The one you're looking for.
Okay.
We get to be famous and get what we wanted?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'll have one of my boys bring in a chair. A skeleton brings in a interview chair.
Now, Q, I think this is your Colin right here, being on the radio.
Oh no, I'll need all of you living folks.
Zach's size.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't want any
looks
part of
upset.
this. Is there an? How hard is it to go to the underworld?
Oh no, the chair.
It can't be that hard, can it?
I mean, it's sort of street stuff. It's the fastest way, but there's less painful ways too.
How painful are we talking?
I mean, if you shoot yourself, I think it's generally painless. I mean, if you shoot yourself in the head,
Oh.
shoot yourself in the leg, it's not painless. It is not painless.
How about through the
head,
hedge? Can you get there through the hedge?
Yeah, but you know what? If you just find me a door here, I can just let you in right away.
There's a door like over there. Any points?
You're gonna use the emergency exit as a doorway to the underworld?
None of these people are moving.
Seems like a lot of work to escape a social situation, which
Actually,
I'm
sits there and thinks for a
sympathetic to.
second, and then looks over. He looks puzzled. He's like being the actual voice of sanity in this matter, and goes, "Is that actually a wise idea to go to the underworld just for some videotapes?" And for that long, has it?
It's not even.
I suppose.
It's not even videotape.
Yeah, it's just audio.
It's just audio. If it were video, we'd be having a different discussion. But no, it's just audio.
Vivian, you got to get in here too.
You don't have to say anything. I mean, you might have to say things, but you shouldn't have to say it. Just get in here.
She transforms back into a human form.
Oh, do we have to change the token?
There she is.
And he just says, okay, guys, we're gonna do the audio. Duke turns to you all and says, okay, so, you understand that I just go through accents all the time. It's just part of my persona. Do you want to do serious talk, or do you want to do like lighthearted talk about, the dead leaves? Or
Dead
whatever.
Dead leaves?
Oh,
Got
yeah.
a band?
Oh, yeah. I talk about the dead leagues all the time. It's the athletic tournaments of the Land of the Dead.
Sounds counterintuitive.
Oh, nothing makes you feel more alive than scoring a touchdown in the dead leagues.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So he's going to. So we can do this instead of doing it role playing wise, which we still can. He's gonna ask you each a series of questions. Choose how you want. Like, you can choose. He wants to have a conversation with each of you. Choose something that your character can talk about, and then we'll find a dice pool that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to talk about occult stuff, it would be like intelligence and occult to have a little bit of an informational exchange. If you want to talk about like film craft, he would love to talk
That's
about.
probably what she's going for, because
Yeah.
that's what she always gets interviewed about.
Curly's going to talk about supernatural mental health. 'Cause that is her battlefield.
Q is going to.
Should Zach and Aiden be interviewed as a pair? And we could just talk about how we crack cold cases and stuff using magic.
Sure.
Do we want to let people know we use magic?
We're letting supernaturals know.
Yeah, you can't actually. Mortals can't hear it.
Oh, that's true.
Q is going to do a little stint on how to make it in a mortal world as a unmortal creature, essentially looking at the job market. We'll be doing presence plus expression, just to kind of talk about
Fantastic.
it.
So, the radio show begins with, "Good morning, Gap folk. We're here for you if you're dead, alive, or somewhere in between. Today I have a very special interview. I have 5 folks in here. I have one pretty boy," points towards Aiden, "whose name what's your name?" Didn't actually get your names.
Aiden Morgan.
Oh, Morgan, I've heard a few. Yeah, there's a... Ooh, and he points towards Zach, and you?
Zach Morgan.
Oh! You're the Morgan brothers!
Does a finger gun.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wonderful! There's a few folks around here that want to thank you for making the underworld a nicer place.
All part of the job.
Points towards Curly.
Curly starts like, "Yeah, I'm Avis Arrington." She,
Avis Arrington!
that's her actual name, not a lie, but she's not going by the one that her mentor would recognize more easily.
Okay, and there's he points towards the now not sloth woman.
Vivian Lancaster.
Oh, I love your movies. Did you know that they get played? That your documentaries were good, but your horror movies are loved in the afterlife.
She looks a little bit pained.
They fit. It is true artistry what you do with that. They look so real, and some of us know because we're dead. Some of it is. He points towards Q.
My name is Quetzalcoatl Dorado. You can just call me Q, though.
Q, nice and snappy.
Indeed. Here and excited. This is going to be fantastic, and it's my first debut on, media?
Well, we'll make it exciting then. Well, it's time for do some kind of like noise sound, like the question corner, where I take my interview guest and ask them a few questions about a topic of their choice. Let's start with the Morgan brothers. I guess, are you gonna roll like wits plus investigation, or like?
Actually, I got my own thing if you want to do your own thing, Chelsea. It can be still about the investigation, but Zach's gonna derail into something complete, like, only kind of related.
I don't have that much investigation, but I guess I can talk about... Could I just do, like, occult and intelligence?
Yeah.
Am
No,
I
you
actually
can't.
rolling something, or?
Yeah, roll intelligence plus occult, plus whatever. If you have a specialty, you can talk about your specialty.
Um,
And if you want to, you can even spend a willpower if you want to make sure that your interview is well done.
I have a specialization in hacking and seduction.
Hey. You try to seduce the dead man.
Do it.
Oh, it's your
I could seduce the listener.
Ah, that's true.
Oh, true.
Hi,
the
Bone
power
Daddy.
of seducing computers. Hi, I'm Aiden Morgan.
All right, I'll do occult and seduction. Can I do that or no?
Oh, totally.
Oh, the werewolf dating game. Yeah.
All right.
Ba-da-da-da. No, so roll. I guess if you're trying to do that, it'll probably be one of the social stats. So maybe manipulation or maybe presence. Which one you like more? Plus, if you plus occult, plus your specialization.
Oh, okay.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Oof.
You talk a good game. Do you talk about like how effectively you've occasionally? Do you talk about like ghosts you've like supernaturals you've tried to seduce or?
No, just how they've fallen in love with me when I find their murderer.
Okay. It sounds like you have a harsh life there, Aiden. But I'm glad you can make some time to and get past the minefield to get here.
Glad to be here.
And Zach, how about you?
Let's see. I'm gonna go for firearms, actually. Intelligence firearms. And Zach starts talking about investigations, and then he's like just slowly derails into and the difference between the Colt Frontier 6-shooter and the Bisley model, and he just kind of trails off, and then the Buntline Special and the special engravings, and how the third generation began in 1976, characterized by... And he just kind of goes on and on.
Eventually, after about 5 minutes, the man says, Duke, beautifully wrapped, like, asks you a question about, like, a pointed question about guns, and I'm like, you know what, we could do a whole series on what you know about guns. However, I find that most of my viewers, or most listeners, know enough about the guns that killed them in the first place.
My brother has a URA rating of A+.
I would believe that.
Instead of NRA,
Yep.
get it?
Yep. And how about you, Curly?
Yeah, I'll talk to you about psychology of the supernatural and, you know, the effects that sort of thing can have on a person. I don't know if I've ever interviewed a dead person before. Is that the right terminology?
Well, I'm okay with the fact that I'm dead. In fact, I'm trying to stay away from the afterlife because I don't know if they would have a radio program. And this is the most important thing to me, being able to, you know, do my own radio show. But yeah, I don't know if the...
Well, if I were doing some psychology work, I'd ask, you know, are you nervous about the afterlife? Do you think, are you at risk of it? Does it cause anxiety? And
so,
she just sort of trails into asking more and more questions and does a medicine plus composure for psychology. And since someone gave me 6 extra composure, I have a pretty good dice pool. It's a little boring, but it's not bad.
okay. He seems to be like, usually I'm not the one in the psychiatrist seat. I'm usually the one on the other side. But it's good to know that we have people like you looking out for the mental health of those out there. It turns out that spirits, even those who are dead, need a little bit of help sometimes.
I mean, it's about the only medical help you guys need, right?
Vivian, famous movie creator. we thought that you'd be joining us in the Dead Leagues a few times, seeing your documentaries, but you seem to have live a life of danger. How did you end up, here?
Okay, so I guess this would be filmmaking and composure
Yeah,
for
sure.
a role. Okay.
As you try not to disappoint all of your fans in the dead, in the Twilight realms, who absolutely love your horror genre.
So she tells some behind the scenes stories about filming and gives some good gossip about some of the stars because this isn't her first rodeo. In doing
You
this kind of
interview beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, your section ends up going for 5 minutes longer than anyone else's. As it seems like you just know how to get into the flow of things, and Duke is actually a really good interviewer for a dead man. Q, he finally gets to you and says, so I hear you want to talk about the supernatural job market.
Indeed. So I've got a few tips and advice on this. Let's see how well he does in this right away. 1 success. Okay, he doesn't utterly bomb it. You gotta keep the whole masquerade or whatever you want to keep hidden, right? So don't go running in there and like teleport out of the building after your job is done. Because when you go in the break room and disappear, people assume you're still in the break room somewhere. They're dumb that way, so you gotta be careful about that. This basically goes on and on about keep your cover and how not to basically hire all the rats in the district to help you as like a Cinderella-like scenario, because that only works for Cinderella for some reason.
And finally, Duke goes, well, after this musical break, we're going to go into a redux of the White Swan interview. And he seems to put on some music. And the on-air sign above his head turns off. He goes, fantastic. I haven't had too many group interviews, but you guys were great. I have to kind of ask, though, I guess you really want to find this White Swan. She said that if people were trying to find her, that only the worthy would.
Okay, that sounds bad. How did she look exactly? She was not an albino crow before, but enough time in the Umbra is gonna do some strange things.
She said something about the further you went from the world, from the mortal plane, the closer you got to your symbolic name. It was all kinds of strange, but she had some real insight into stuff. She also knew a absolutely fantastic goulash recipe.
Yeah, that's definitely her then.
She also said that if I asked her if she had any regrets going that deep, she said only that her apprentice did not follow.
I was on the way over. Okay.
How's it feel being a disappointment?
She moved here while I had to wrap things up. My parents thought I was dead. I just reappear in their life. I'm not going to disappear again. That would be real bad.
Duke seems to shrug, his skeleton shoulders kind of creaking a little.
Losing my parents was the best thing that happened to me.
Jesus.
Zach looks over a little.
Come into my office sometimes.
Zach
looks a little confused by that statement.
Vivian's taking notes on her phone. I mean, she's eventually gonna do a movie about you guys, so might as well start now.
Aim just like raises his eyebrow, like, come on, you know sarcasm, right? to Zach.
He just shakes his head.
However, Duke goes, she did say something about having to disliking having to come back to the shallows and even the mortal realm, because what she was hunting was here.
Okay.
And as he's like, so he says, okay, well, effectively the interview, you guys kind of, it goes on air. He asks a little bit of follow-up questions. You finish the interview, and then it goes, okay, well, a promise is a promise, and he one of the boys having one of the audio skeletons having had a little bit of time, hands you an 8-track.
What?
It's a vinyl.
Okay. What year was the studio built?
Oh yeah, well it turns out that digital formats don't do too well in the river, but vinyls do.
Okay. You got me there. You got me there.
Have you ever tried to store digital information in the land of the dead?
Believe it or not, no. That hasn't come up yet. But
there
I
are
appreciate
real
the warning.
logistical problems. But we found a solution, and it is vinyl.
Yeah.
Get out of context, that's still great.
Well, now I gotta find a record player and lug it up to the aviary somehow.
I think my fire might play it.
Your what?
My fire pit.
Remind me, I gotta invite you. I don't think you two have come up to the aviary recently, so you gotta see the improvements to the place Q has left.
Oh, we have an addition.
We got a mirror. It's beautiful.
Looks proud.
Okay, so she's hunting something in the shallows in the mortal world. Actually, this recording doesn't work for an item of hers, right?
It has her voice, but it's not really hers, it's the studio's.
Hmm.
Oh, and Duke says, oh, wait a moment. I think if you're looking for something of hers, she did leave something.
Oh, interesting.
He pulls out, like, he rummages under his desk a bit, bones creaking. And he pulls out a, what looks to be some kind of pamphlet? He sets it down on the table, and he says, she gave me this pamphlet to warn me of the dangers of what she was hunting.
Now I need that.
And you see the pamphlet is, Who Hunts the Hunters? In big red letters. And it says, be aware of supernal beings, of beings from the deep umbra trying to break through to the mortal realm. And on the back it sort of says, you flip it over and it's an infograph of like various circles, like with a happy person in the mortal realm and just what appears to be some kind of insect evil looking thing just biting through layers of stuff to try to get to the mortal realm. Farah, know what you have to do. Others, know to help the Farah. Don't let those from the deep get into the shallows. Everyone must do their part. If you need if you want to help, contact Pollyanna.
Is
What?
currently whose face?
Why did we went on this whole goose chase to talk to Pollyanna again? I swear this was all just an elaborate setup to get her to spend more time with us.
Uh,
Okay.
it actually says contact Pollyanna or Curly.
What? Okay.
And it actually lists your cell phone number under your name. It also lists Pollyanna's.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Okay, so I want to go
This
back.
pamphlet created by the Deep Umbra Society of Farah.
The Deep Umbra. Okay, interesting. This is all very interesting. All right. Here's what I want to do next. I want to go. Actually, she hands the pamphlet to Zach. You get anything off this in the mortal world, or is she probably in the spirit world?
There's no real connection between her and this.
Okay.
It needs to be something more substantial than just paperwork.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why I said a feather.
And you're sure you don't want to just, like, I don't know, like, hold my hand and do your thing?
We can try.
All right.
So,
Is your hand gonna fall off and like make weird feathers again?
No, because that one's outside still, perched on the door. It found a little bit of cord.
Correspondence. Alright, so I'll let the 360 vision drop so everyone stops being on a 2D plane and
You feel suddenly like you just can't see God's eye anymore.
1 second.
Also, while you're doing that, I want to. One of the things that people can do to. You're at. Nice.
That's me checking the connection and trying to follow the trail.
Mhm.
Not scrying, but just testing the strength.
It's a strong sympathetic connection.
All right. Where the fuck is scrying? There it is. All right, using Curly as the yantra, I'm gonna try to find. I'm gonna try to.
Hey girl, I'm gonna make you a yantra.
I'm gonna try and find White Swan. Based on that connection.
So can you see into other realms of existence?
Good question.
Because, like, if it's spirit world, wouldn't you need, like, a dot in spirit? Or if it's, like, the underworld, it would be, like, a dot in death?
Okay, I think I know. Mages can join and do a spell together, right? Like if I found you a spirit mage, you could.
Yeah, that would work.
All right, then.
You cast it, and she's not anywhere in the mortal realm.
Or if we were in the spirit realm or wherever she was.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Aurora owes me a favor. I think one of her mages must be spirit.
Do you guys want to go to the spirit realm?
It means finding her and dealing with, and she points on the pamphlet to the big spider thing gnawing at the layers between worlds. Then, yeah, I guess that's. I don't got anything else planned for today.
Is there a door around here? I know there's a door to the underworld around here. Is there one to the spirit realm though?
Oh, to the spirit realm, you'd have to find a locus.
Well, tough luck, guys. Find me a locus. Oh wait, actually, there's one back at the clock tower.
Yeah, there's one in the aviary. A little bit weak, but it's there. If only we had some sort. She like dramatically puts her arm over her head. If only we had some sort of prime mage who could enhance it and fix it.
Don't know who that would be.
Yeah, what a world that would be.
That locus is crazy old. Do you guys want to jump through that though?
Yeah?
I don't think they can. I know I can. Vivian can. You. I don't know what you can do at all.
Well, I think I can just open that for everybody. Just kind of pull it open. You know what I mean?
Can you get us back after?
I don't know what you mean at all.
I love how all of you are like, can he even do that? Is that legal?
I'm pretty. Those two are just made of flesh, so I don't know if that's. I don't.
Didn't,
That's not
Worth a
think
try.
much about it.
didn't we go to the spirit world in the other game?
Yes, but the city pulled us there.
Also, I think we had a spirit mage. Yeah, Alexander was a spirit mage. Or was she death?
No,
Yeah.
she's
Death,
a
fuck.
mage.
Just
Right,
mind
death.
death.
I was mind death.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can get us in there. I just can't guarantee you that I know what the hell I'm doing once we're there. Does that make sense?
That's not very
I mean,
consoling.
you got
Makes
two
sense to me.
accomplished warriors of the spirit realm on your side. That should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
I
all?
guess we'll do that.
So are you gonna?
Anything we should know about the spirit world?
Are you asking that
sure.
when in earshot of Duke?
I guess.
Not
Dude.
that spirit. Wait, question. Actually, is this spirit world talking about the Umbra, or is the spirit world talking about the underworld?
Where the fuck we're going? I don't fucking understand where we're going. Can I shoot things?
'Cause
Can I
freaking
defend
Wad is-
myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can shoot a spirit. It's fine. Don't worry.
So this is where I think it would be useful to bring up the cosmology.
There we go.
Well, I can open gates to other worlds as I could just a hedge gate, if I find a gate that works to other worlds.
All right.
So, okay. So, oh, that's wonderful. So Duke effectively says, "Yeah, well, lovely interviewing you. Feel free to come back. We've made a copy of that vinyl so that we have a copy for our archives here." And you actually see one of the in the sound room. There's a cabinet that the guy opens up, and just here, like, you see ethereal blue glow come from it, and like some light wailing, and they like put a vinyl in there and then close it. Oh, don't worry about the wailing. Some people haven't accepted the fact that they're dead. They like to. It's lots of wailing and gnashing of teeth. If they have teeth.
Charlie's just like smiling and nodding and like, yeah.
See you around, Duke.
Yeah.
Duke does finger guns at you.
Just for your guns back.
So you guys go. You guys make your way back through the landmines.
Wait, before we
Okay.
leave the lobby, I just say, catch you later, Martha.
You can't actually tell if she's smiling because it's like
She's
it's not
always
like skeletons
smiling.
have lips. But you're pretty sure she is. You go back through the tunnel, and you see there's a cop car outside. It's a military police car.
That's interesting.
Hey, you guys should probably stay in here while Aiden and I go out there. We'll deal with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just see two kind of like you see like a team of four, kind of are like more heavily armored than they should be guards. Just they seem to be hanging out. They see Zach and Aiden come out. One guy starts saying hold, and the other guy says, "Oh, don't worry, we just need to see their ID. They're famous." And another of the guards says, "It could just be an impersonator. You know how people can get really invasive face surgery nowadays."
Oh, Curly hears that and runs up and hands your ID back to you.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Oh my god.
Um,
One guy just trying to be professional says, "We're gonna need to see your IDs, sirs."
officers, good evening.
Good evening.
FBI badge flash.
Flash.
And it seems like the guards' helmets have some. You know that they have some kind of HUD that has looked at that and is currently now like trying to see if that's legitimate. And you just see they immediately relax when the database shows it's legitimate. Oh, thank goodness we got a report of like hundreds of vermin, just rats, just converging on the place. And then the door is broken down, and the people heard some destruction inside. We were just trying to make sure that that everything was good.
We came from where they had investigated, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we checked it out. It's all set.
I mean,
Do I have to do subterfuge?
You're not technically lying.
I guess if you're just trying to like kind of persuade them to like move on, because there is legitimately like nothing really wrong there. You could do like
a
a
hole past the wall to the Darien Gap. Where
true.
terrible
Yeah,
murders
that
lie.
actually, yeah, you're trying to lie by omission.
I mean, we could also just say like, yeah, there's a big old hole in the wall. Fix it. Walk away.
But
But
then they'd see you guys.
they'd see you.
We're trying to get
Yeah,
them
I
to just
guess.
walk away.
So
How's your...
This is under the jurisdiction of FBI. We'll handle it from here. Thank you.
you can
What do you
roll
want me to
a
roll?
persuasion or manipulation plus a persuasion plus a manipulation or presence.
Oh, actually, how is that for you?
Well, I have subterfuge 3 and with a specialization in misdirection, and then I have persuasion 4 with a specialization in seduction.
Oh,
Manipulation is also 4.
oh, okay, so you're doing pretty good.
So I think
Okay,
I'm fine.
because I could... If Zach thought you weren't up to it, he would do a quick buff on you, but you're probably fine. Hey, that's good.
Okay, let's see if the guys pierce your deception. Nope. They sort of go, well, I'm just going to put on the instant file, nothing to report, and we good for coffee, guys, or do we want to go for another run? The guy's like, yeah, let's go for another run. And they get into the police van and they drive off.
All clear.
Yeah, can you not do the rat thing in public? You should really not do the rat thing in public. Q.
Fair enough. Got me fired for a couple of jobs. I get it. What was hamsters? Those work?
No.
No massive amounts of vermin.
Have they not taught you about the masquerade? Because has no one talked to you about that?
They just said as long as I didn't do something too overt. But these things are everywhere anyway. Like when I
Alright, we'll have to have a talk
They're
later.
everywhere.
It's fine.
Okay, question. With the jobs that you have, what do you do with the money you get? Because you don't pay rent anymore, and I don't... What are you doing with it all?
I mean, honestly, I don't get paid too often. Often they just tell me it was a trial one. But when they do pay me, I mean, I sometimes just donate it to people.
Huh.
People out there, man.
Well, that's a very sweet life you live.
Thank you.
So
Also candy.
Okay, good. I was hoping.
okay, so you guys get back to the aviary, and this next part, so actually we can probably do the scrying in the spirit world, and then we'll stop for there for the night.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so you
Do we
get
go back
to
to the aviary?
we go
Uh,
back to the aviary, the clock tower.
Yes. I imagine the best way in is to teleport or fly in, but
There's
I could imagine like an access
There's
ladder
gotta
that
be a
no one really
ladder.
knows about that take you up. Because the main way up was sealed. That's the whole premise of why someone can just live up there without paying or being known. But
I
there's
have
probably a ladder.
gravity.
Hey, that's easy.
That would be
Meta, I can't teleport without spending at least 2 mana. So
Oh,
I'd
okay.
rather not.
gotcha.
Someone can carry me up, or I
Or
can.
you can climb up in the
I
shadow.
was, or I could.
Let's just
climb
go to
up,
Mama's
yeah.
bar, and they've definitely got a locust there, and then we can.
Yeah, so what you just go to the den.
We need to spend
Yeah.
XP on making
Or
that place
actually-
better.
Actually, let's go to Pollyanna's and ask her if she knows anything.
Wait,
But-
doesn't my office have a locust? Isn't my tree a locust?
Yes. However, you can go back to Pollyanna and ask why she's on
Yeah,
the,
two birds
the
with
pamphlet.
two birds with one stone. Yeah, because we're
Oh,
chasing a
God.
bird and we're talking
You
to a
have
bird.
you have to use the PETA approved saying. 2 birds with 1 scone.
Ah,
I hate PETA.
they're so bad.
So you go back to Pollyanna, and she goes, I heard the interview. Oh my god, that was amazing. Some of you are really good at this. The whole being interviewed by a dead person thing. Also, I haven't heard back from your fellows in the shadow, but I have heard a little rumor spirit came to me, and she's doing like the yap symbol with her hands, and told me now the symbol's like its head is going back to side to side. That Disaster found something to hunt because you said you could just hunt anything you want.
Hopefully not a sentient living being or anything bigger than Disaster could handle.
Oh, I
Or
don't
any-
think it's a problem, except you really shouldn't give such open-ended orders to the devastation, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. That's a mistake.
Oh, we'll do a counter of if this was truly a bad idea later. But if you came back to me, do you have something you want to ask? She smiles like completely knowingly.
Okay, I didn't know why
it's smug.
I don't know why my number's on this piece of paper. Do you know why your number's on this piece of paper?
Oh,
He holds
it's
up the
because
pamphlet.
I was asked by a messenger spirit from the White Raven.
Wow,
Wait,
that's useful.
is this a swan or a raven? Aiden says.
Her name is White Swan, but she is a raven.
Oh, that's not confusing.
Don't worry about it. They're named after actual Curly and White Swan are named after actual historic Coronation members. That's why.
Meta-wise.
Meta-wise.
That's Frosty
I mean-
saying that meta-wise.
They literally actually named themselves that. That wasn't me naming them. Well, I mean, it wasn't me naming them, but it was
The
in
characters did
canon
it
as
yeah.
well. They named themselves after that.
Okay.
But she goes, yeah, well, they contacted me, but you were doing some kind of weird dream stuff, so the message never got to you.
Okay.
And
fair
so I
enough.
put they asked me who I should put in the modern community for people to deal with strange stuff, and me because I want to totally know what's going on, and you because you found a little motley crew who goes around solving problems.
Yeah,
He kind of
okay.
he just cues into something. Are we like Scooby Doo?
Pollyanna goes, yes, but I don't know which character you are yet. Oh wait, can you turn into a dog?
Can
I
actually.
sure can. Do I get Scooby snacks?
She pulls. She goes behind the the bar, and she pulls out what appears to be a bag of edibles.
Oh no.
And she just takes out a pen and writes Scooby Snacks.
There's
So
going to be one stoned canine very shortly.
You aren't even going to stop to like, yeah, this is just the natural sequence of events. But
You're gonna have a great time in the spirit world.
Oh no.
but she goes,
So you've watched
yeah.
Scooby Doo. You've watched Scooby Doo, but you haven't
Pollyanna
watched that
just
other thing.
immediately interrupts you anyway.
Okay.
But she also said she was hunting something that hunts hunters. I don't quite understand what the message was about, but she said, "I'm going." Her message said she was going back to the deep Umbra, and so she also said, "If my apprentice thinks that she's ready, she can attempt to come to the deep Umbra, but it's very dangerous."
Am I ready for that? That's a hard question, is what that is. Let's. You have a locus here, right? Let's first figure out if I can bring all my motley crew through, and do a little scrying and
She points
make an informed
towards
decision.
the bar. The bar's the locus.
Oh, that's something else.
I serve the finest essence spirits, as in like alcohol spirits, and also like. Have you ever actually had a bottle of brandy? Like I've awakened a bottle of brandy as a spirit, and now it serves other brandy, and I don't really know how I feel about that. Polly says.
Yeah, I don't know how the brandy feels about that. That's
Brandy, how do you feel about it? And one of the bottles on the shelf just goes, if it ain't me, I'm okay. Well, that's a very selfish bottle of brandy.
yeah, that's pragmatic.
So cute. You know the little flap where you can flap it up so you can like get behind the bar? That's a doorway.
Wow.
So Q leaps over the bar and looks over at Pollyanna like, mind if I grab a few ingredients real quick?
Pollyanna goes, I just want to see how you're gonna solve a spirit world problem.
It's spirits, I yell, and I start. I take out a mixer and just start or shaker, and I start throwing in tons of different alcohol. Then finally, I put in some esoteric weird ingredients, some lint from my pockets, an eyelash, shake the whole thing madly, do a little jig, and then I just throw the whole mixture into the air where the flapper is. Creates a terror in existence. That cost me 1 glamour, by the way.
There's now a hole to the spirit world, roughly the size of from chest high below.
Oh, we shouldn't leave that open too long. I just feel like that's probably a bad thing.
Can you get us back after?
Huh?
Oh.
Spirit world's pretty much the same as this layout. It should be easy. Locusts are the same on both sides.
Okay. Well, let's get in there.
Yeah.
You
To
get
the
in
spirit
there,
world.
and it, strangely enough, the spirit world version of this looks pretty much exactly the same. Pollyanna has done a lot of work to curate the spirit world version to be the same as her other version, so she can just step through and not like bump into a chair or anything like that. And so she can have this. She can do the same setup for on both sides, so that spirits and mortal beings can enjoy the same entertainment. She's put a lot of thought into this. If you look at one of the windows, the city looks very different in the spirit world. Districts with lots of history or emotional events seem to have like an outsized, bigger versions of themselves, or other streets just get smushed. The mountain seems very imposingly tall with turrets everywhere, artillery installations everywhere, and you see what appears to just be like squadrons of war spirits doing flybys over the city. It's chaotic. It's a spirit metropolis. I guess it is roll your scrying spell. Nice.
Now, it'll create a thing that we can see through. Nothing can see back unless they do something specific.
You look through and you see in it's dark and humid jungle, and a white raven swarm is flying through. They seem to be just pushing their like, how much can you see around this?
So I'm assuming, because this is a sympathetic link to the person, not a lot around them. Maybe just like a couple feet.
Okay. You see the swarm of albino ravens coalesce into a humanoid form. Frosty, this is your mentor.
Okay.
And she seems to like look around, not looking at the scrying window. She says, "I'm being watched."
Do you want her to see
I
us?
like this.
Jeez. Sure. Yeah.
All right, we flick it, and then we can. It's a two-way window.
She immediately looks at all of you, and she goes,
Can she hear?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh well, shit.
"Curly?"
He just waves.
Hi.
It took you this long.
You literally just wandered away. I figured you were dead. You gave me absolutely no instruction.
Well, why didn't you look for me? You're supposed to be curious.
What? I had shit to do, okay? I got busy.
She seems to think on this.
What are you hunting, and what is hunting?
This is not the best place for me to be talking about it, because
Well, then come here, because this is a fine place.
that would take subjective weeks.
Aiden, I'm gonna need some juice after this.
I gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna pop open a portal through the portal. Give me a second.
Aiden, juice me up. Oh yeah.
Roll. Sorry, 1 second.
You portal a lot, it seems.
You guys have like 3 different flavors of portals.
2, 4.
This is my favorite portal.
Okay, it actually worked. So that was 4 mana to do that. And roll chance die.
Okay. Okay. Chance dice.
Ooh. I'm
Do you
gonna
get a mana
I'm gonna
back?
turn. Oh, that's a good question.
What happens when Paradox critically fails?
Yeah, I think I can choose to. I'm pretty sure this works just for brevity's sake. I'm going to increase the duration to advanced, so that this will stay
sounds
open
like an
for
hour.
at the scene.
Okay.
You can walk through that, or you can walk, or we can walk to you. Up to you.
She walks through that, and you can just see like she shivers as she gets into the material world. Oh, she seems to have almost thrown up like in her mouth. God, I hate the flesh.
Wait,
sensation.
I thought we were showing Spirit World.
I thought, yeah. I think
Oh,
we're
wait,
still-
wait, sorry. She gets there, and you can just see she's uncomfortable. She's like, oh, the shallows.
Well, I'll.
Too much
I
reality.
can leave that open for you if you want.
Thank you. She just goes up to Curly, like, just stands right there, gives her a hug, steps back, and tries to give you a slap.
It is bold of you to assume Curly isn't also trying to slap at the same time.
Brawl.
Both of
brawl.
you slap each other.
Both of them share a tender moment, and then they start fighting.
Both of
Well,
you
actually,
are.
less
Both
a
of you are not very good at melee, guys. A chance.
yeah, I know.
Roll your chance to.
Oh my
miss.
god. Perfect.
It's just two birds and two bird people slap and effectually slap.
Okay, stop embarrassing yourselves.
She started it.
She deserved it.
I believe both of
What did
you.
I do wrong? You ruined my life and ran away.
She says, "We can deal with your quibbles later."
We can deal with them now.
And I think this is where I'm going to end the session.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's gonna be an off-screen or not meta.
Yeah, there's going to be an
Discussion
off-stream discussion of Frosty. What exactly do you want? To do?
Yeah. But it's,
So-
I don't know if we can actually, meta-wise, I don't know if we can actually hunt the spirit yet. I don't know if we're up to the... Well, then again, we all have a lot of firearms, so may as well
Well,
try.
For those of you who actually have the skill.
Yeah.
Do you actually just like, okay, guys, to hunt the spirit this size? I know all of you are good with guns now. Except for you, Q. We're gonna bring in some heavy weapons.
Q's gonna get a little tutoring lesson just to get the 1 point of firearms. Like, okay, this is the end that shoots the people. This is the safety. Can you do that? Good. Now you can kill everyone.
Now you're a master marksman. You inherently understand every aspect of gun.
Now that you know what gun is.
Okay, so
We good?
I think we're good. Thank you for playing with me. 2 XP.
Ooh.
Yay.
Bye, stream.
Bye,
Stream.
stream.